Good afternoon and welcome to the program Midday Discourse right here in capital, Nigeria's capital city, Abuja. It's time for us to take a look at happenings in the country. And of course, we are fully aware that Nigerians of all walks of life have continued to air their views on the adoption of the Stephen Oransanya's report. It has been mixed reaction across the country, the implementation of this report. On today's edition of the program, we'll be finding answers to these, and of course, my guest is already seated here with me to take a look at what is the implication of adopting and ministries that will be sent back in and ministry that will assist to this. This and many more will have an answer on today's edition of the program, Midday Discourse. My guest is Dr. Ben. He's already seated. Doctor, welcome.
Thank you very much. How are you today?
I'm fine, Doctor. Are you affected with the reports?
Yes, I'm affected in several ways.
So what is the way forward?
The way forward is to help the masses to understand the actual reasons why government brings up these kind of policies.
All right, this and more will come your way on today's edition of the program Midday Discourse right here on Global TV, coming your way from Nigeria's capital city, Abuja. Let's take a break. When we come back, we'll be discussing, because the bill is already with members of the National Assembly. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has since ordered for the full implementation of the Oransanya's report. When we come back, we'll look at the positive and the negative aspect of this report. Don't go away. This is Talks Midday Discourse on the Global TV right here in Nigeria's capital city. Good afternoon. Glad to have you back. If you're just joining us, the program is Midday Discourse. It's coming your way from Global TV right here in Nigeria's capital city. We are glad to let you know that President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has ordered for the full implementation of the Oransanya's report. As a result, the government announced the merging and submerging, scrapping, and relocation of several agencies. In 2021, President Goodluck Ebele Jonathan established a presidential committee on restructuring and the regionalization of federal government parastatals commission and agencies with Mr. Stephen Oransanya as the chairman. Dr. Ben, let's look at this report that has been kept for quite some time. The immediate past administration didn't even look at it for the past 8 years. What do you think is so important that this present administration will want to look at the document? Many believe that would have been just what they call K-view.
The former government of Jonathan and the immediate past government of President Buhari, they knew that the Oransanyan report was not to be implemented. It was to be kept in the cooler. Because, no, remember, we as public policy analysts are on the side of the masses. And then we help the masses to understand the techniques of governance. There are what we call symbolic value in elementary public policy studies, PhD at Nsukka. They tell you that for you to keep the masses down, for you to keep them happy, you need to bring policies that keep them to dance to their sentiments. So the Jonathan administration, remember why this thing came about was because people are believing that government is too large, is too expensive. So if you don't respond to what people are saying about government, you lose the election. So you need to dance to that tune to make people believe that, yes, you hear their cry, you have to set up a committee that will reduce the cost of governance. But in implementing it, it amounts to zero. So you dance to the people without implementing it, and you have some peace. So when Jonathan didn't implement it, Joe Buhari didn't implement it, what else does this current president do? He has to implement it, at least do something else. But there's no other idea to be implemented. Apart from that, if you don't even achieve anything else. Let me even ask you a question. Now, do we have an arithmetic of the ministries or extra-ministerial departments that are supposed to be merged or supposed to be scrapped, what is their per capita expenditure? How much is their cost vis-a-vis if they merge it? If they merge them, what will be the savings? And what we're going to use to what will happen to the savings? How will it impact on the lives of Nigerians? Those arithmetic, those indices are not there. It is simply a game by governance, public policy game, to sustain the masses, keep them down, and keep them loyal to government.
Are you saying the 800 pages report recommendation was nothing to write home?
I'm not saying it wasn't. I'm saying that it is not intended to be implemented. It is intended to achieve different purposes from what the government people are telling you. We call that deep structure. The 800 report is just based on a surface structure. Get the masses. Like I told you, we analyze policy from the prism of the masses. So give them 1,000 page report. It is at the surface structure. But deep structure, government knows that it will achieve nothing. But how do we even dance to the tune of the Nigerians?
Doctor, let me come back. Which of the government knows that it will achieve nothing? Is it the government that constituted, used the tax and money to put up this committee, or the successful committees of government?
My colleagues that are public policy experts, if you are an advisor to Mr. President, and you receive reports from the security agencies, from people, look at what people are saying, what do? You advise our principal to do this program, to do this committee, to calm the situation down.
Is that the reason of this committee?
That's the reason of the committee, yes. That was why Jonathan did it. He didn't implement it. The immediate past president...
Was it under pressure that the former president, Jonathan, went up to set up this committee?
The government is always under pressure from the masses to put pressure, because the people are complaining that the government officials are living large. They're not saying, remember that governance is about social structure. Government people are so much in affluence without nothing, without showing anything, having anything to show for it. So the masses are complaining. So as government, you need to accede to the sentiments of the masses. If not, they will vote you out from at the election. So it is a game by governance. The people who do these things in the villa are my colleagues. They simply do that one. So we are trying to help the masses to understand the status quo antebellum. If not, you'll be heartbroken when they don't do what you are saying. How come many things government say they don't do them? Because they don't even intend to implement it from the day one.
So are you saying that it was even wrong from day one to even set up this committee?
No, it wasn't wrong. It was to calm the situation down.
What situation are we looking at?
Pressure from the masses. The masses are complaining. Remember that it is government of the people, for the people, and by the people. And the people you are governing, who own the power, are telling you that this government authorities, these people in National Assembly, in executive, and so on and so forth, are becoming too expensive for the masses. What will you do as a government? You have to listen to them. If you don't listen to them, next election, they will vote you out. So you listen to them, but you know, as an expert, that in implementing there's actually nothing in it. Okay, what is the arithmetic? If they really wanted to implement it to achieve any concrete goals, we would have started by hearing Ministry A, B, C, D is spending this amount of money. The extra ministerial department, this are spending an amount of money. So if we merge it, we achieve this remainder. From this remainder, we will plow it into project A, B, C, D, and it will improve the standard of living of Nigerians in 2, 3, 4, 5 ways. All these are not there. It is a game of governance. That's what I'm trying to tell you. And it is our duty, that's why we have a studio, to help people understand governance. So that you have, because if you are leading a group of enlightened people, not people that you just gather, tell them something and they follow. We're enlightened enough to hold you accountable to whatever you say.
To hold you accountable for whatever you said. It will be recalled that in 2011, President Goodluck Ebele Jonathan established the Presidential Committee on Restructuring and the Rationalizing of the Federal Government Parastatus Commissions and Agency with Mr. Stephen Orensanya as the chairman. Coming from a private sector background, Orensanya transited to a civil servant, and of course, when as head of the civil service of the Federation. This committee has a total of 800 pages and was kept under the government of the immediate past government of Buhari with that implementation. And of course, the present government is talking about implementation. But my guest in the studio here, Mr. Ben, is still saying that. Ben, but what if, are you saying the masses, what is the tune you are saying from the masses? Are they asking this present government to implement or not?
They're asking the government to implement it.
Or the government is saying we want to implement?
The people are saying, because the mantra of this government is to give new hope, bring new perspectives. So now people, the cost of governance has not been reduced till today. Now what will people do? They are still agitating for the reduction in the cost of governance. No more idea. This current government has no other option than to attempt to implement it, at least to show a difference. If not, the agitation will keep increasing, people will keep agitating, and it does not do well for the government.
A total of 541 federal government, parastatals, commission, and agencies with statutory and non-statutory are expected to undergo this process. Now, but government is here to tell us exactly when this will happen. The agencies are of 263 to be streamed down to 161, scrapping 38 agencies, merging 52 and reviving 14 to their various departments in different ministry. Now you talk about breakdown. This is enough breakdown from the government. They've told you how many in the parastatals, how many in the commission, but in all, government is saying that it's too large to manage.
No, it's not too large to manage. Remember, Nigeria has over 200 million people. Let me tell you something. I've not started talking about advanced public policy analysis. I'm talking about the elementary one. Each of these agencies are referred to as permanent task force. That is why, for example, in a large bureaucracy, let me give an example, the police and the FRSC. The FRSC came out of the police because the FRSC became a permanent task force to attend to specific issues. And task forces are designed to use quick time that is not the same thing with bureaucracy, with red tape. Now, those issues that the government, that necessitated the setting up of those task forces from the day one, have they been finished? Those issues that made government ab initio to set up those commissions that you want to merge now, are they still germane in Nigeria today? If they are germane, if you bring the task forces back to the parent body, what happens to those issues? Let me give an example. Public Complaint Commission. Have people finished complaining in Nigeria? Now, if you stop them and make them a department under somewhere else, that means there will be a deluge of people that will be complaining. What I thought the government would be doing is to talk about looking into those aspects of those aspects of the task forces. We have two types of task force: temporary task force and permanent task force. Now, how do we look at those task forces? Anyway, anytime you see commission, Federal Character Commission, National Universities Commission, Federal Road Safety Commission, those commissions are regarded in public policy as task forces. So if you remove them, put them back to the larger bureaucracy, what happens to the job they're supposed to be doing? The idea should have been to strengthen them and sanction those who are not doing it. But by the time you talk about margin and not margin, you are dancing political tunes. At the end of it all, you Nigerians, these parent bodies will now give the jobs to consultants, will now award contracts to do those things, will now do short-term committees. At the end of it all, give it 7 years, 8 years, these things will come back to light. They will still come back. They don't intend to implement anything, just to help to make sure that the masses remain stable, they don't collapse.
Yes, doctor, but the government stands to save as much as 241 billion naira if these agencies or parastatals or commissions are reduced. Government stand to gain, and that's huge money.
Broken down how? How did you arrive at that figure? Who wrote it down? Let us have transparency for a change. Now, I'll say we are supposed to merge XYZ ministries or parastatals or something. Each ministry that we're going to merge is costing Nigeria this amount. This amount. Let's have a table. Tabulate it. And then let us say that we save this thing and then it will amount to this. And then this amount it will use it to implement in this. Don't say fuel subsidy. Is the life of Nigerians better? It's not. So this one is even a minor issue. If you can do subsidy, fuel subsidy, and Nigerians get worse, then this is a little job. You just do it. People now those jobs that these commissions are supposed to attend to. Remember, governance is about social structure, and the government is not necessarily about gain, about profit. That's why you have public and private sector. Now, the private sector people are supposed to be pursuing gain. Now, government is supposed to strengthen itself to empower the private sector to get taxes, to pay it for the jobs, to pay the cost of running government and other income the government has. Now, apart from that, you now want to have gain as government. What about the job you are supposed to do in terms of these things you want to merge? I want to see like I told you, the challenge of Nigerian government is that they look at it from the prism of the elite, not from the prism of the masses. So you are looking at it how the elite will benefit. The masses will suffer more, and their lives will be more miserable. And I'm telling you today, mark today is 2014, before 2030, almost all these agencies we have talked about that are going to merge will come back, because the gap will be there. They will nothing will happen. The new government will be forced to bring them back. If not, they will lose the election. But
are you aware that there are some ministries or some agencies that their day-to-day activities look almost the same?
I don't think so, because there was a reason behind setting up. Remember, before you create an extra ministerial department, there was a mother ministry. And that mother ministry is bedeviled by red tapeism, by bureaucracy. Now, there are specific issues that impinge on public policy, impinge on public welfare. So you bring it out to attack these things. Government is about the welfare of the masses. So if you retain bureaucracy, and then what about the masses? The government looks at it from you want to save money. What about the masses? You are forgetting the main thing. So if you forget the main thing, you do governance. When the cycle finishes, another government will come, and they will be forced to create them. If not, they will keep losing election.
Of course, right here on the program, Meet the Discourse on Global TV here, Nigeria's capital city, we are also being informed that a lot of some of them will even be eliminated. Take, for example, the Fiscal Responsibility Commission and the National Salaries, Income and Wages Commission, with the responsibility being incorporated into the Revenue Mobilization, Allocation and Fiscal Commission. The Salaries and Wages Income Commission is likely to face a similar fate, Doctor. There seems to be like, for example, the ICPC and EFCC, it looks like they should be one body.
I don't think so. I don't think so at all.
What is it that they're doing that is different within the two of them?
ICPC is more calm. EFCC is more aggressive. And ICPC is more into research of it. ICPC is the elite one, although EFCC is now getting better.
So why don't you do the research and then pass to next department of the same agency? Why having different agencies with different kind of budget head? Why don't you do the research and then pass it on, like what we call the division of labor, at a very, very accommodative manner?
Then you have gone back to bureaucracy. The reason for divesting these agencies in the first instance is because of bureaucracy. The greatest structure in the world is bureaucracy. According to Max Weber, red tapeism. You can even put everything in one ministry. Every job in Nigeria, put it in just Ministry of Presidency. That's all. Everybody will be doing that one. But there is a need for quick time. Division of labor means you have to give specifics. Okay, this studio, we should have put it to NTA. Why is it doing the same? NTA did the same thing now. But you come from different perspectives for the purpose of public good. People have different needs, different perspectives, different angles, different issues keep coming. You have to have people on ground that will attend to them so that the masses will be better off. But by the time you save cost and they lump everything into one umbrella, those jobs will not be attended to. I want to hear that the reason for creating the ICPC is no more available. I want to hear that this thing has become redundant. That there's no job they're supposed to do. They're only eating government salary. Let me hear that one. Let me hear that we're not going to save that 241 billion. Let us know how much we are saving from each other, because we own government. So don't give us a figure. Don't confuse us. Give us a breakdown so that we believe you. If not, it is a simple government technique.
But in the course of this program, you said you wanted figure, and now you've gotten figure.
No.
You still want a further breakdown.
No. I said a breakdown. I said it by saying agency A is costing us this. Agency B is costing us this. Agency, and then total this. Now, these things, total, we'll plow it into this, to enable us have this and this. If you don't give us that one, you can just go and write, how will you check whether it is true or not? 241 billion. How will you know? Somebody will just a memo, just write a memo and put it there.
Should we create more agencies from your own point? Now that the country is growing and the people are asking, should more agencies be established?
If there is need, yes.
So why not if there is need to reduce?
And I'm saying there is no need to reduce. because I'm saying the reason for creating those extra agencies, are they no more relevant? Let us start by saying, because the agencies were created to serve the interest of the masses. Now, if the masses don't need those agencies again, let us hear. You don't sit in your cozy office to determine what the masses will need or not. My concern as a public policy analyst is that Nigerian government policy makers design policy from the elite point of view, from elite conspiracy. To the extent of your good intention, it will simply fail because the masses will not feel the impact. The masses will still keep suffering. The masses will be more and more alienated from governance, and you'll be, as government people, you'll be wondering why are they not appreciating us. So, but we are telling you here that no, change the approach, change the technique, and you get a result. Sir, if you're having malaria now, here, and I give you another drug, different, no matter how many doses I give you, it will not go. So the government is giving the masses the wrong dose of governance. Now, those people that are our colleagues in the villa that do government policy, that design government policy, are doing it from the elite point of view. Why is it that the president of, when Buhari came, he blamed Jonathan? When Tinubu came, he's here now, he's blaming Buhari. So that means there's something wrong with public policy agenda of the government. And we can tell them the truth. Change this thing, see it from the masses, not from your own point of view, and so you can get the result. If not, we'll just be stranded as we are.
Let me take you away from the committee, from Stephen, and let's go to state creation. Are you aware that there is the bill of state creation pending?
Yes.
What's your take? Should we have more states?
We should have more states.
Why?
Because the governance should permeate to the last man. Because the governance, let me tell you something. Nigeria's problem is consumption. To the extent that the states will be based on production. Not that we create more states that will have small commissioners. End of the month, they will run to Abuja, enter flight, come to Abuja, collect money, collect a lot, and go back. If the state creation is based on, now we have created X number of states, each state, what are you bringing to the table? If not, it will be another bonanza that will worsen the status of Nigerians. So the masses are telling you, create more states. You must listen to the masses. But as government...
But the same masses told the government to reduce the agencies. You don't think it was the cry of the masses?
No, the masses are saying, strengthen the agencies, not to reduce. They did this. I'm also part of the masses. We're not saying reduce. They're saying stop the profligacy, stop the excesses, not to cut down on the agencies. But if you remove the masses' problem is the wastages. Okay, you see government agencies that they stay there, they don't do anything. So this government should be able to insist that these people deliver on their mandates, not to match them. If you match them, after a while, the government, the parent ministries, they can't do it. Great tapism does not support public policy in terms of tax forces. Because I told you that any commission you see is designed the public policy as a tax force. They're supposed to do something quick to achieve a quick result. Now, okay, let me give an example. National Universities Commission. Okay, for example, put it back to the Ministry of Education. Universities will suffer because the ministry doesn't have the quick time, and it is for good that the ministries are designed to be bureaucratic. Now, if you put everything back to bureaucracy, put ICPC back to EFCC, then it will be, before you do one thing, you have to sign memos round about. Meanwhile, you need a quick time. So what happens? The masses will keep suffering, and they keep complaining. These bigger agencies now will go into contract awarding. They go into creating these things. They go into short committees.
Okay, Doctor, if you were given the position to decide on the EFCC and the ICPC that is accepted to bring them together, which body will swallow the other?
No, I will not.
No. If given such opportunity, do you think the two of them, which body would you say this deserves a pass mark?
No, I don't even like. Okay, you mean if I'm forced to?
Yes.
Not,
Okay.
if I'm
Let's
forced.
do what if you're forced to.
Not that if I like, because I don't even like them to be merged.
Okay.
But if I'm forced,
Yes.
if I'm flogged, if somebody if somebody flogs me and say, Dr. Ben, you must choose between EFCC and ICPC, which one is better? Well, I would say they will have one building. They will have two departments. We will have one operations, then one research. So EFCC will determine, we face operations, chasing people around, getting Yahoo, and locking
Doctor, you're
people
running
up.
away from that question.
Because I don't even like...
The two of them, which one do you think would take over? This is a simple question, Dr. Ben.
ICPC is superior.
Okay.
ICPC is superior. I've had contacts with them. I've have contacts with EFCC. I've had contacts with ICPC. Now, when law enforcement agents invite you, you listen to them. Sometimes they forget that you are even the superior one to them, that are the ICPs and EFCC. I've encountered them in all my years of consultancy. So if you listen to ICPC people, they sound more deep in their approach. They sound more learned. They sound more sophisticated. And they sound more compassionate. The job of law enforcement is not to kill you. It's to change you. Even prison, it's not a correctional center. To change you, because you are, at the end of it all, you are the citizen of Nigeria. And the state is bound to protect you, not to kill you. Even if you are doing the wrong thing, they're supposed to change you. So ICPC to me, has more elevated approach to operations than the EFCC that was razzmatazz before, except if they change now. At the end of it all, you get nothing by being you try people in the public, in the media, at the end of it all, nothing.
Midday Discourse on Global TV right here in Nigeria's capital city. We are looking at the implementation of the Stephen Oronsanyo's report, where many have mixed feeling concerning it. Our guest has been Dr. Ben. We'll take a break. When we come back, we'll look at the total number of federal agencies and parastatals that are likely to be swept away. But my guess is Nigeria is not ripe for that now. Let's take a break. When we come back, we'll still talk more on the program. Midday Discourse right on Global TV. Please don't go away. Glad to have you back on the program Midday Discourse right on Global TV Abuja. We're looking at the negative and positive sides from the implementation of Mr. Stephen Oronsanyo. But in all, there were a total of 38 federal agencies recommended for abolition, including the Public Complaint Commission, Nigeria Poverty Eradication Program, Utility Charges Commission, National Agency for the Control of HIV/AIDS, National Intelligence Committee, and more. National Agency for the Control of HIV/AIDS to be merged as a department under the Center of Disease Control in the Federal Ministry of Health. Of course, the merge of the National Emergency National and the National Commission for Refugees, Migrants, and internal displaced person. We have a long list. Doctor, let's look at these three. We talk about the control, disease control now over NACA, and then the NEMA, which is the Nigeria National Emergency, now coming up to be under the Commission for Refugees, Migrants, and internal displaced persons. What's your take on this, if this goes to be implemented?
I don't like it.
You don't?
I don't like it at all. Listen to the sentences, so you can see the mind frame of the people who are writing these things. They are saying to save government cost. What about the masses? Are they saying, they're not even saying...
There will be more money for the masses.
Where is the fuel subsidy money? You are just remove fuel subsidy now. Where is the money? You are even suffering. You are even having hunger. I'm saying, tell us how much you are going to save, ministry by ministry, agency by agency. Don't give us a 241 billion naira total money. So let us be transparent. Now, let us be rigorous in public policy. The problem I have with these public policy makers is that they're not rigorous. They just say write something and believe that we can understand it. No, that some of us will take them for it. We will be able to understand. We'll take it for every sentence you make. So I'm saying, if you tell me that we are going to merge these ministries and parastatals to enable it improve the lives of the masses, it's different to say it's different from saying to enable it save government costs. Why would you save costs? Not that government doesn't have money. You should save your costs. Use it to serve the people. I don't believe that you should save costs. I believe that you should produce more food, produce more materials, make more money, and then the people should pay tax. Remember that if you attend to the masses, they pay tax. So when the masses are shrinking, when they cannot do anything, they don't pay tax. Then the per capita income of Nigeria, the maternity index rate, the fertility index rate will be higher. I don't know if it will not be. I don't believe it. I don't like this.
The list is long as the 38. Of course, we have the Director of Technical Cooperation in Africa be abolished and its function, along with those of the Technical Aid Corps, transfer to the appropriate department in the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. Infrastructure, Cohesion, and the Regulatory Commission be submerged into the Bureau of Public Enterprise for greater synergy and their inability and enabling laws amended accordingly. Here you come again. The laws have not even been amended.
And then who will amend the laws? The National Assembly
will amend the laws.
And then the National Assembly, their job is even to protect the interests of their masses, of their people. Now, for any of them you merge or you scrap, they will check the extent to which it will affect their own constituents, their own constituents. These people who are writing these things are not correct. They should tell us. They should tell us how this thing will affect the masses positively or negatively, not how it will save government costs. And to that extent, you were not doing the correct thing. Maybe they should be told. It's not correct. It's elementary public policy program now that you target the masses. Okay, we have set up a national committee to improve the government agencies for better delivery to the masses, not to save costs for government. If you save costs, what will you do with the money? Remember that if you produce much better services to the people, they'll be healthy enough, they'll be prosperous enough to pay tax. You recover the money. And then you have, are you aware that there was a time Nigeria was the poverty capital of the world? Have you heard of it? Have you heard of it that was the time I don't know whether the time Nigeria was the worst illiteracy in the world. Everything worse. And then you have the government agencies that are supposed to galvanize and improve Nigerians, improve the economic space, social space, political space. You are shrinking them to save costs. How does that pan out? I don't like. It's not like I told you. We, as experts in public policy, deconstruct public policy from the prism of the masses. I'm saying this government is getting it wrong. Help the masses. Because at the end of it all, you are guiding the masses. You are simply dancing to the game, dancing to the rhythm, rather dancing to the sentiments, but dancing it wrongly. Do this and sir, give us 8 years. All these things will come back.
It was also suggested that the Nigerian Airspace Management Agency, of course, the Nigerian Civil Aviation Authority, and the Nigeria Meteorological Agency should be combined into a new entirely called the Federal Civil Aviation Authority, with the law adjusted to accommodate the emerging. The committee suggested that merging the Nigeria Investment Promotion Council with the Nigeria Export Promotion Council to enhance resource management and utilization. Now you have an answer, Mr. Ben. We're talking about to have a resource management utilization. Is that not enough reason to merge those two bodies?
This is elite language. I have headache trying to explain to government people. This is elite language. Does this thing that I say now help the masses to live better life in Nigeria? No. I'm telling you the truth.
Perhaps the money that would have been used to cater for the two agencies will now be channeled to another sector of the economy?
Let us have the indices. Let us have are you aware that we own the government? Are you aware?
But you told me that it is the same we, the masses, that demanded for this.
No. They didn't demand. They demanded for a reduction in the cost of governance, not in scrapping them, not in sending them away. Now, for any of them,
so the government was wrong from number one to set up the committee.
The government was wrong to tell the masses the wrong thing. Because like I told you, the idea was to attend to the sentiments of the masses. The people were thinking that government was too expensive.
But since the pronouncement from Mr. President, no Nigerian has taken to the street to say this policy should not work.
They're hungry. The people have not even eaten. You don't even have fuel. You don't even have food to eat. You go to protest. What they want to do is to wait and see what happens. The people are too hungry to protest. And then this is elite conspiracy. Now, tell me something. You are putting this thing back to bureaucracy. The reason for designing this one ab initio was to remove bureaucracy from the activity.
Glad to have you back on the program Midday Discourse right here on Global TV Abuja. We sincerely apologize for that short break in transmission, but we are back stronger than we were, just to serve you better. My guest in the studio has been Dr. Ben Onwajinjo. He is in the studio with me, and he thinks that the committee's report should not be implemented by the present administration. It will be recalled that under President Goodluck Ebele Jonathan, the committee was set up to look into the long list of government agencies and so on. The immediate past administration of President Muhammadu Buhari in his 8 years never looked at that report. But 8 years after that, the present administration felt it is time to do the implementation. And my guest, Doctor, is saying, this is not what Nigeria needs at this moment. Doctor, so what should government do at this moment now with this report? They should just...
The government should the government should look at those committees that were listed and go and strengthen them.
Now, how do they do that? Give them more money?
No. ISO 2000, International Standard Organization. And look at their enabling mandates. What are they supposed to do? Are they doing them? Are there sanctions? Are there motivations to look into them? Set up a committee that will look into them, and so that...
Or setting another committee?
No, the committee they should have set was the committee to strengthen them, recommend ways of strengthening them, not ways of scrapping them, not ways of saving money for... you are saving money for government. You are not talking about the masses. So let us redesign these policies by targeting the masses. Not saying you want to save money for government. What do you want to save money for? What do you want to save money for government? Help the masses more than talking about government. It is self-centeredness. You are being self-centered. You are being aloof by saying, I want to save money for government. We use money to do other things. Fuel subsidy money, where is it? How much has it been? How much have you saved? And how much you are even having more hunger and starvation in Nigeria today? So it will save no money. Now, the bigger ministries and agencies are not empowered, don't have the capacity to do quick time, fast projects, fast something, as commissioners are supposed to do. When you match them, when you put them back now, they will resort to setting up committees, setting up consultants, setting up contractors that will do those things. They will even be at more money than before. If you match them, how many drivers will lose their jobs? How much will you save? How much will they come to? That transparency is not there. Therefore, it is simply what we call in public policy, we call it symbolic value. This government, if you know what they're doing, like I told you, we help the masses to understand government. We don't want to side government to enable, not that we're not attacking government, but we are deconstructing government, we're analyzing what they're saying. And I'm saying all these things, what it will achieve for this government is to achieve what we call symbolic value. To tell people that, yes, we know your pains, we are attending to your pains, we have reduced the government, this thing. My achievement is that I've been able to cut down on cost, to have more money to give you more good. Now, it will amount to asking, those monies you saved, where are they? What did they achieve? Nothing. So, because those agencies will increase their budgets, will increase their spending patterns, and will even consume that money you are saving, and it will even be under bureaucracy. What ministry cannot do, okay, Ministry of Education, you want them to go and start chasing universities. They cannot do that. So you now say, I want to cut down costs. You remove the SUVs from the executive secretaries, remove the directors, put them in the ministry back, and so you can save costs. But what about the job they're supposed to do? Is it no more germane? It is. So those jobs will hang. People will suffer. People will shrink more. And you will now force you back to go back to the drawing board. It will not work. It will not work at all. Quote me anywhere.
Doctor, you were in the race in Enugu State. If you had won your election, what different would you have done in government as compared to what is happening today?
I will target the masses. It's not rocket science at all. Make the masses the centerpiece of your administration. You have peace. But most Nigerian public policymakers, so long as you are in government, you commit class suicide. Nigerian policymakers commit class suicide. A small person, yesterday, is now in government. He is a big man. He now sees you. He now looks at you with disdain. No, I will target the masses. Simple thing. Make the masses your centerpiece. You will get it right. You don't make the masterpiece. You don't make them your masterpiece. You will continue to muddle through, according to what Charles Lindblom talked about in his book. Muddling through. What we are doing in Nigeria is muddling through. And we are telling them using this medium. No. Change the pattern. You have peace. If not, we are where we are.
Finally, what kind of pattern do we expect from our government of today?
You mean this current government?
Yes, your advice.
My advice is that they should become born again. They should change their pattern. They should look at mass-oriented policy. Whatever they want to do, they should put the interest of the masses 90%. And the elite, remember the elite are not up to 5% in Nigeria. But the elite conspiracy, they look at the elite in designing policy, how it will favor the elite first. And the masses will get the palliatives. Have you heard of elite being given palliatives? So stop giving the masses palliatives. Give the elite palliatives. So that because they are small, it's few in number. And then you will have peace. You will succeed. You move Nigeria from poverty to riches, from lack to abundance. You will be able to remove these negative global comparative indices. But because it's a shame that we're hungry in Nigeria. No food. People are hungry. You can't even buy food. You can't even buy anything. And then you are bringing policies. If you bring policies that end up giving Nigerians hunger, starvation, insecurity, no sufficient education, what kind of government are you? You are not good. You are not a good government. So our advice to government is, don't go far. Don't even get consultants. Call us. We'll help you. Change the pattern. You can't be doing something all around. Okay, look at what in Imo State. in Abia State, my friend, all of us contested under ABGA 2018. I used to, me and he used to discuss. See how he has changed Abia within a short period.
What has he done?
Face the masses. Whatever you say, masses, you will do the magic. They will think you do magic. It's not magic.
You've not said what he has done in office.
He has changed the road infrastructure.
Okay.
He has brought power. Now, Abia has 24-hour light. Have you ever had in Nigeria 24 hours power supply, no break? You see, no more insecurity, businesses thrive, and people are living higher quality life.
Dr. Ben is my guest on today's edition of the program, Midday Discourse, right here on Global TV. Dr. Ben Onwandinju, he is a public policy analyst, and he's always on the house to look at a national issue. Dr. Ben, a very big thank you to you.
Thank you very much.
I'm sure you'll be able to take us to Abia so that we can see one of those days.
Yes. I'm from Enugu, but I can take you to Abia.
That's the size of today's edition of the program, Midday Discourse on the Global TV. Today, we took a look at the Nigerians of all walks of life continue to air their views on the abduction of the Stephen Orasanyo's report by the president. And of course, mixed reaction. My guest has said that the government should go ahead in the implementation of masses-oriented program and not to scrap agencies that are already established. Dr. Ben, a big thank you to you.
God bless you.
Globe Talk Back will come your way, same time, same station, talk about Midday Discourse. Tomorrow, join us same time for another great moment. My name is Clinton, saying a very big thank you for you, and see you tomorrow.